Hi everybody, most favorite pampered chef consultant right here. Tara Scott, camera to you, not live, I'm on video. It's not Memorex, I don't know if anybody remembers that. That's telling my age, I guess. So what I wanted to do was show you a little tip on spicing your meat and to save you money, because nowadays things are getting super expensive, and we're going to have to start buying a little bit more tougher cuts of meat. But there is a way that you can make it nice and tender, and it's a secret recipe, a secret Chinese recipe that you find in Chinese food restaurants. So you ever wondered why their little chunks of meat are so delicate and they just melt in your mouth? It's because of this one little trick, basically. All right, so I'm just gonna turn my camera here a little bit so I can show you what I'm doing. Okay, so these actually are rooster breasts from chickens that we had last year, and we had them processed, and this is what came about from it. Rooster breasts can be a little bit tough, so what we are going to do is make them not so tough with this little secret. So what I have here, I'm just going to use this, is some spices I just put in here. I'd already started this a little bit. So what I have used, where's my stuff here, is the garlic and herb spice. This smells amazing. It's so good for chicken. So I put some of that in. I put in 1 teaspoon of that. Put in about a tablespoon of Southwestern. This also smells amazing, and mixed together, oh my gosh, it's delicious. And I also have a second tip for you, that when you have pepper, and you all know how long it takes to get pepper out of that little hole. And the other thing is that as you're shaking it around, it's causing it to float around in the air, and then what happens? You start sneezing. So I don't want to do that. So here's a tip, especially for this one, because it has a little bit of a lumpy bottom. So all you do is you take your salt shaker and go, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's just pouring out. That's an excellent tip. I learned a few years back, and I haven't stopped using it since. So I'm just going to put a little bit of salt in there. Okay, now for the secret recipe. Are you ready? It's a secret, so don't tell anybody. Baking soda. I'm putting in a teaspoon of baking soda. I have no idea how it works. I just know it does work. Let me squish it down. Okay, and the other thing I'm going to do is take some avocado oil. Avocado oil is very nice. It doesn't have a ton of its own flavor, so it doesn't take over the taste of anything else like olive oil does. I don't like using olive oil. Number one, because it has a low smoke point. It can't be heated up as much as avocado oil. And it also has a lot of its own flavor that is really hard to cover up. So if you don't really like the taste of it, and especially these are going to be cooked on the barbecue, so we don't want that smoke for sure, and it'll burn easily. So that's why I use the avocado oil. I also use the avocado oil to make my own mayonnaise, and it tastes delicious because the oil doesn't have a ton of flavor, but I can make it so it almost tastes like Hellmann's. So maybe I'll share that recipe with you someday. So anyways, back to my little recipe here. So I'm going to sprinkle some of this on this side. Make sure I save some for the other side. I don't know if you can hear that. There's actually a mosquito in here. And I'm going to use this little spatula here just to help me turn it over. And there's that mosquito. I think I got him. And I'll flip this one. Oops. There we go. I'm going to put on a little bit more oil, just because there doesn't seem to be much left in the bottom. So we'll do that. Okay, and then then I can sprinkle on the rest of this one. And this smells so good. I can't wait to have it later tonight. Hubby's going to be putting it on the barbecue. And it's just going to smell so good. So that's it. So the baking soda needs to be on for at least a half an hour. So you could put it on like tough cuts of beef, on pork. Oh, there's mosquitoes back. Chicken, tougher parts of the chicken, if you'd want it that way. But yeah, so that's it. It looks amazing, doesn't it? It smells even better. I wish there was smell-o-vision, because then you'd smell it. So yeah, so this is going to actually be sitting in my fridge for the rest of the day. It is now, it's almost noon, so it'll be about 5 hours. It'll be sitting in there and waiting for hubby to come home, and then we're going to be barbecuing them. And I can't wait to taste them because it smells so good. So yeah, baking soda. This is, I just have it in a glass jar. I take it out of the box because, well, we use it in the fridge to absorb odors. So if it's in my cabinet and the box is open, I'm thinking it's probably absorbing odors that I don't really want that's going to be going into my food. So I take it out and I put it in a glass jar and I just put on the metal lid and then I just say what it is, baking soda. So I know what it is. It's in the cupboard and I wrote it on the side too, although it is starting to come up a little bit. But yeah, so there's some great tips. Try some of their seasonings. These things are amazing. I had no idea before I became a consultant that they had spices because it's been that long since I had bought anything from Pampered Chef. So now I know, and now I love them, and I keep buying them. So now I'm just going to share more recipes with you with the spices and such. Okay, so you guys have an awesome day. I hope you enjoyed the tips. If you have any other tips for me, that would be awesome. You can just put them underneath the video, and we'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.